Okay, it is the 31st of July, and in about, I think, less than an hour, I will finally have health insurance. Yeah, it may have, I can't even tell you how long it's been, how many years it's been. I cannot even tell you. Really can't remember. But maybe I'll now be treated like a human to these supposed healthcare professionals, healthcare providers. You know, I've had really bad experiences over how many years now. Who knows? But anyway, which is why, I'm doing these delivery gigs. Decided to start doing those this month, well, July. I actually had decided pretty much before then, but I had spent May and June with health issues, and I still really don't know 100% for certain. Maybe we'll find out what was causing it and why it's still a problem. And basically, it's in my abdomen and my navel. It causes my navel problems, and it's swollen, and the swelling doesn't go down, not much. It went down some. And like the other day when I was delivering it, one of them I delivered was pizza. And I used my pizza bag, I bought it. I bought pizza one. I don't know how many I bought altogether. And I had two very large pizzas and a bunch of chicken wings in it. And when I got it out of the car, it bounced back and hit me in the abdomen. Yeah, twice. I'm serious. Twice. I gotta get this stuff together here, how to do all that. And I have two bruises. Some pretty good, major bruises. Where, it hit right close to one another. And I'm like, wow, I'm that tense, that tender because of all this. But anyway, I do want to talk about what's going on now with all of it. Besides that, after that happened, once again, I'm starting to feel like, oh, let's hope it doesn't happen. Getting worsen like it had before. But hey, tomorrow, within an hour, I'll have health insurance. Wow. I can go to the hospital if I need to. And it's pretty good. I used to work in medical billing. It's been years since I've, really known. But I know this one to be a good one, I think. Okay, we never know. But when I read everything, I said, man, this is really good. As far as I remember. I mean, seriously. It's good in comparison, especially with what I've dealt with for all these years. But I don't know how all that's going to work yet. Tomorrow, I need to go to my pharmacy and give them my card. I don't know if I could just do it over the phone, but I called the pharmacy today. I needed some medication was supposed to already be delivered, all that kind of thing. Well, she was working by herself. So, and I was thinking, I could have waited. But I think my prescriptions are 0. Okay. But I think it's a 0, 5, and 150. I don't know what that 150 would be. But if this is the case, most of them are 0 to 15 or something like that, the other ones must be something like, who knows what would be that. It's probably insulin. I thought it was supposed to change, really. But, anyway, if that's the case, I've been paying, I don't know how much for my pills every month, or medications. I really don't. I never, every time, it's like almost impossible to, well, you can add it up, but it's going to change the next month, it seems like, And I have asked them before, why does it change every time? It's an inflation. It keeps going up and up, different ones. You just go up and up. But anyway, everything's starting to sink in about that. How this is going to help me so much, but am I going to be able to do it? Is the issue. Really, seriously, how am I going to be able to make so much money because of what's coming up now? What is now? It's not coming up, it is now. And I have 2 clips, I don't know if I put it at the beginning or the end, of Adam and I going out there on Sunday. Now, you're gonna hear Adam, but I put a voice changer, and it's woman. So, I don't know, I really have never done this before, never done this, of having a male speaking with me, and the voice changer to woman. The voice changer is woman. I'm a woman, and so I know it makes me sound just woman, but I don't know what it would do to a male voice. How it would change his voice, Adam's. So we'll see. I have a couple of clips, but basically, we were going to go back out Sunday, after Sunday evening for dinner, to do some delivery. Adam goes with me for safety reasons, and we were, but it was, I read that they're using words like this now to describe the temperatures here in north central Texas, the weather. And I do not live in, Arizona. I can feel empathy for them, but I don't live there. So, and this is important to this story. So, they're saying this is going to be, well, that day, they were saying, that was yesterday, yeah, they were saying, dangerous. Yeah, but altogether the terms they were using was excessive, extreme, severe, dangerous, our weather, our temperatures. We're under that heat dome, and, okay, I don't know all the terms they're using, but it's pretty bad. I mean, it started early. It started in June. The temperatures like in the temperatures in the hundreds, not like, but in the hundreds. And the heat index, or the feels like, or whatever you want to call it, is like the 110s. Okay, come on, seriously, really. We have had a few breaks in it, like a day or 2 or 3, then it go right back to it. Since June, okay, today, in a few minutes, will be August 1st. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We had, last year was known to be bad, too, and I saw something on the news about it, it was actually on YouTube, a little clip, WFAA, I think, or maybe it wasn't, but it was about, how we had so many days, usually the average days, and how it's been extreme, like last year. There's many, many days, many more days than usual, and we're already working on that. And, okay, but anyway, the weather's extreme, excessive, dangerous, severe, on and on. And it is. I'm Texan. I'm kind of used to this, but not this. Now, I'm used to heat, but not this long. We had one time, we almost broke a record. I think we needed one more day to have temperatures non-stop over 100. Yeah, before. That was pretty bad. That's when you were afraid if you walked outside, you might not make it back. To check your mail, you might not make it back in. It was so excessively hot. But anyway, so I saw that on Sunday evening. I said, let's just not go. It's going to be that bad. Let's just wait. And I'd already thought, it was saying that it was going to be August the 7th before this ends, and I was thinking, we'll just wait then. I'd already thought about that since I started this. Maybe I just want to go out and learn a few things and then wait until the temperatures are, not so bad. And so he said, why don't we just go in the morning? And I said, okay. So this morning, Monday morning, we went out there. When I opened the door, I said, whew. I mean, it was 80 degrees, but the heat index was probably more like 89 or so. And, just to feel the heat, But anyway, so we went, and I did one. And I was trying to record. I only have my cell phone. So I'm using my cell phone to do the app for the delivery. And, I'm doing these deliveries. And, to push that little, what is it called? I actually saw one called hamburger. Okay, but those 3 little lines, and go and switch, the camera. And I did that and turned it on, but I did not know it would turn it off as soon as I go back to the app. I learned that. But it's probably a good thing, because where I was, it was bad. Oh man, I always go through drive-through there. Now that I've actually been inside of it and saw the mess, oh my, I don't think I'll ever go back there myself. But I was picking up somebody else's, drove it, and I was telling Adam, oh, this is the bad part of town. Do we really? So I didn't know it was going to be. I don't know all the streets out here. And it turned out to be the bad part of town. And plus, when I got out, the woman was really nice that it was there, but when I got out, I smelled sewage. Okay, like as if they had ditches out there, open sewage, you know. I've smelled that before. It's a smell you don't forget, ever. But there, it was just the whole air smelled awful. I was like, man, what are they doing, these people who live out there? You know, having to breathe that? Oh my. So anyway, and of course, you know, it was supposed to be like a really quick thing, go and do that, and then they never quit. It's just, no. So then after that, we said, let's just go home. Because the air wasn't good, nothing. And, you know, I said, let's just wait until after the 7th, you know, the 8th. Well, now they're projecting, and then just like I figured they're predicting, not projecting, what was that? Predicting, it's, of course, they have added another week, pretty much. And I knew that would happen. Since when does it ever end in June? I mean, July. Since when does it start in June? But end in July. No, it's going to be August. So I'm going to basically maybe have September, October, November, and December to earn the amount of money I would have to earn in a year. Okay. I mean, it's actually doable, but I would be working a lot and non-stop. I mean, no days off. I don't think so. I mean, it's come close to that almost. So, but the woman did tell me, you know, with that affordable healthcare, that maybe just, you know, she said that it just depends. Some of them, they let the person, it's okay, but you just got to pay back a little bit. And I'm fine with that. I am fine with it. If I'm working, I make the money. I'm not working for the money. I'm working for the health insurance. Okay, that's the most important thing to me. No money is important to me. My health is what's important to me. Okay, I know a lot of people who are going to hate me having said that. They're going to totally disagree that it's all about the Benjamins. No, it's not. No, it's not, really. Okay, but anyway, yeah, it's so important to me to do this. So important to me that I'm going to have this health insurance finally. You know, I don't even know what time it was. I should have looked at the time when I did that. But there were other things. But you know, as far as figuring out how I'm going to do this video, I cannot imagine me carrying 2 cell phones. You know, if I wouldn't even ask Adam to use his. You know, I've said it before. Plus, he's sitting out in my SUV. He needs the cell phone in case something happened to me. He's there for safety. Hello. But yeah. But I have been watching more of these gig tubers. I've got to consider myself as a gig tuber. I also need to make myself. I've done it before. It's not like this is new. I've been online. This month, August, will be 9 years making videos on my original channel. And I've definitely done the thumbnails different ways, and including a picture. But I really don't want to use my real voice, and I really don't want to use my face. You know, I'm going to be. This is, to me, it's when you're doing a job, you don't want to, you know, do something that's going to possibly cause you to lose it. And some would say, well, you sure are telling them off. Because I've called some of these, I've called them, and I'm like, this, you know, there's support, and I'm like, really, this is unbelievable. This is not support. You know, I've been very frank with about how I see it. But they don't understand me anyway. I know I have a thick Texan accent. Okay, fine. But if you support, you should be able to support anybody who has any accent. I'm changing my views as time goes by and experiencing it. But I know it's not one-sided. We all have. Every human on this planet has an accent. Every one of them. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. So that's all it is to me. You can't understand me. I can't understand you. Or maybe I understand you, but you're not understanding me. How am I going to get the information out of you? Goodbye. You know? I mean, it's a waste of time. But by the way, I'm not giving any advice. Remember that. Even if it sounds like it, even if, yeah, don't take it that way. Any form of advice. But really, I mean, I've been watching some of these, and some of the things that I'm hearing is some of the things I'm saying. You know, like I found out by watching that the one I said that they're hiding, it's like they're hiding the second trip. Like it comes up and it says, oh, this amount is what they're going to pay for it. You think, wow, that's pretty good, and the mileage is pretty good too. And then, as it turns out, it's two. It's two orders. It's not just that one. And the second one, it's going to have a lot more miles and take you, like us, we went through eight, that we counted. 8 suburbs of Dallas. Okay, in one day. Well, no, not one day. But, I mean, that was the biggest day, the only big day we had. And we didn't have that many orders. I think it was 7. So, but anyway, I found out that you can tell. There's a little bitty, tiny number there that tells you. Oh my goodness! I'm sure people, if anybody listens, nobody listens to my channel anymore. It's kind of like if you don't already have an audience, forget it. You know, you're not going to get up there. I've been on 9 years. I know the score, and I know how it's changed and how it is now. But yeah, this stuff is a trip, man. Really, the deceptive practices. I've seen them before when I would hear people. You know, I watched these gig tubers for years now, and I would feel sympathy for them. I just don't like the way, probably because the way I was raised, the era I was raised in, that you don't bite the hand that feeds you. Okay, and you don't fight amongst yourselves. Put the blame where it belongs. And we're too much taught, in this country at least, and places and people I've heard, is to fight amongst yourselves. You know, take it out on one another. Well, the customer's at fault. Well, the delivery person's at fault. Back and forth. Instead of saying, hey, the corporation is at fault. Okay? No, we're not taught to do that now, are we? We're taught to believe everything, and anybody who goes against it is just one of those. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, I don't think that way. So, obviously. But it's different for different people. Some people, they have to, they're feeding their families. They're feeding themselves. They're trying to stay off living on the street. And they have to do what they have to do. You know, it's different. It's not one size fits all. It is not one size fits all. Period. So, and it's good that there are people out there who will just say, hey, listen up here. Or, as I have said that I would do, write a freaking snail mail letter. Because this was ridiculous. I haven't done it, but I told one of mine, I'm going to write a handwritten letter and send it in. I mean, 43 minutes and 6 seconds I was being tossed around, transferred. Well, I'll get you to the right person. Never got to the right person. 43 minutes and 6 seconds, and I finally just hung up. And then I tried twice since then. Now there's a new thing, too. Oh, boy. And it's about the money. Yeah, but anyway, people who know this would know which one I'm talking about anyway. And these are just my opinions. I could be wrong, of course, but you'll never hear me admit to which one it is. I think I did once. Accidentally, on purpose? No, accidentally. I don't do that. I don't tend to. You can complain, but you don't have to If it's a person, you don't have to say that person's name. That's gossip to me. Unless it's something that you really need to be aware of that person because that person is doing some really evil things. You know what I'm saying? That's different. That's safety. When it doesn't involve safety, will you just a gossip? You want to hurt that person? What is it? Come on, really. You see what I'm saying? If it's gossip, if it's malicious, you see. So I don't give shout outs. Even like some of the funny things I've found, like I've mentioned, I think, one woman, I really think it's cute because, I don't like people with that mantra mentality. That's what I call it. They believe everything they hear, or they're ones who are pushing it, trying to normalize that kind of behavior, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not one to like, so much of like slang, or I don't try to fit in by using, current slang. I guess you just call them slang or expressions or sayings or however you say them, idioms, whatever. I'm just not. Except for what, of course, when I was born and raised, and before I knew those, it was part of who I am. But there's this one woman, I watched her videos. I haven't watched all of them, I've watched some of them. But she makes it work for her. Seriously. Everything, practically, I would say she can barely finish a paragraph without using at least one or two. But sometimes she can't even finish a sentence. Okay. Okay, I had to pause there for a second. And I didn't look at the time once again. But no, she can't seem to finish the sentence without using one of these kinds of things. And they can go back to, she's not too much younger than I. Go back, let's say the 1970s, or maybe her mother's or her grandparents, what they use, and then the current ones these days. How just people say things. But she makes it work for her. Somehow, some way it works for her. But other people, it's just like you're sitting there and you're going, you're really trying to fit in too much, too hard, too whatever, and it just doesn't fit right. Like one day recently, Adam said, I guess it was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I don't know. He's older than I, and he said, he said something like, "That's fire." And I said, "What?" F-I-R-E, I guess. And I said, "That's what?" He says, "It seems like it's the new thing. It's fire." I've heard it since then. That's fire. Okay, does that mean it's smoking? What was before smoking? I don't know. But I really don't know if that's what it means. But for him, it just sounded so weird to hear him say that. That if he were to go around saying it, he would be embarrassing himself. Because it just isn't natural, for him. Okay, everybody has their own personality. If they're saying it being very serious, and that's my opinion. I'm not saying it's one size fits all either. Like I said, this woman, it works for her. Some people it just doesn't work for. It just says, it puts off a different message. Yeah. Anyway, this is kind of rambling here. Yeah. Which is good. But I'm not looking thrilled because I was telling Adam, I said, well, let's forget about going out, even in the morning, seriously. It's hot in the morning, and this, I was telling tonight, I said, I don't really understand enough about the weather, why it's supposed to be 80 degrees outside. Heat index, maybe 89, still in the 80s or something, but it's so hot. He was trying to figure it out too. He said, maybe it's just, he said no, he said affirmative. It's the heat coming off the buildings. The walls, the brick walls outside, the, concrete driveway. Like, I don't know about this. I still don't know about this. I don't believe anybody just because they say it. I don't believe everything just because somebody says it. Yeah. Anyway, he was trying. Maybe it's true. Could be. But, our air conditioner can't even keep up. We have two central airs. It's a big house, 2 floors. The downstairs one is just a few years old. We just had them checked. When was it? In June? Yeah, and one of them fixed the one for upstairs, and they can't keep up. They're just running, once it hits the heat. Yeah, so much more to this, and just to that. But so anyway, we probably won't be working until after we have a cool down, a cool enough down, because excessive, dangerous, extreme, severe. And they're talking a lot about people dehydrating, and if you're outside working, okay, what am I doing here? And even Adam, he steps outside to have a smoke break every once in a while out of the SUV. Of course, not while I'm driving. Yeah, so there's no sense in it. No sense, like I say, dying just to get health insurance. Really kind of think about it. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this one up, and I will, if I have those clips, I'll add it either before, like I said, or after, and that his voice, I want to see, is that voice changer going to change his into, I would think so. I think that's how it works, but because we both say the same thing at the same time, and it might sound like an echo, maybe that, I don't know, we'll see. Talk to you on another video, bye.